Want a cool strategy to both assess your students and engage your students at the same time? You want to figure out what they're thinking, what they know, and also get to know them as people and not just products? Well, the first one I'm going to share with you is called playlists. Now, this is an assessment strategy, an assessment idea, an engagement strategy, an engagement activity that evolves. It gets bigger and it gets better with time. Now, when I was in the classroom full time, to be fully transparent, we didn't have playlists. I had kids that were burning CDs and making mixtapes for me. But the process plays out because I've done this with adult learners over the last 25 years as well, and it's even better today. So what's it look like? Well, here's how it's done. At the beginning of a school year with playlists, pretty simple concept. I taught at the middle school level where I taught 6 or 7 periods a day. There was always this passing time of 4 to 5 minutes in between classes. In between classes, I always had music playing. Music was playing from my computer, it was playing through my sound system, it was playing from my boom box, whatever I had available, music was playing from. As soon as the bell rang, as soon as class began, the music stopped. We would go about our daily teaching and learning and doing all of our activities. At the end of every class, though, our exit ticket was the same. The exit ticket was, students, I need to know how the songs I played prior to class relate to what we were learning in class today. Now, sometimes I would pick out songs because of their theme, because of their message, because of their lyrics, and I knew the content that we'd be covering that day. But full transparency, sometimes I just picked songs that I liked. And kids would surprise me by the connections they were able to make. Kids would be racing to my class before the bell rang to hear the music because they knew that there would be an assessment at the end of class where they would be able to connect the dots and connect what we learned in class to that music being played. What was the incentive? Why did they care? Well, because in my class, I always had the philosophy that students needed to be able to show me that they could do something at least 3 times for me to have confidence that they were competent. Each day of the week, they were able to do one of these activities. Complete this 3 times in a week, no quiz, no test, no other assessment later on in the week because they've already demonstrated 3 times that they could do it. My class, I didn't have to worry about tardies. Kids were racing down the halls to get to class. That's the beginning of the school year. I'm picking the music, I'm picking the songs, I'm playing them, kids are making connections. As the year evolves, however, so does this assessment. And it becomes an activity where students are now submitting playlists, songs, and lyrics to me. Instead of me just generating music from my own repertoire, from my own playlist, from my own catalog, I would eventually start telling kids what we would be learning in the future. I would tell the kids on Wednesday that next week, this is what we're going to be learning about. If you want your music played, submit it to me by Friday. You can create a playlist. You can bring me a CD. You can bring me a mixtape. Or you can bring me the lyrics. In today's world, you can share a Spotify playlist with me. You can share some stuff from Pandora with me. You can burn things with me. You can share things with me from iTunes. However you need to share music with me. And then I will be playing your music next week. Now, I understand that sometimes we're nervous that kids are going to share with us some things that aren't appropriate, especially with some of the music our kids listen to today, right? Well, here's the deal. I told my kids, if you share something with me that I can't share with everybody else, I'm just going to be playing more Tim McGraw and Garth Brooks. That incentivizes kids to give me stuff that's appropriate. But I would also tell them, if you have something that you don't think I can play, simply give me the lyrics. I'm happy to look at the song lyrics and to see the connections. What you have to do is you have to give me your songs, give me your playlist, and then tell me how this relates to what we're going to be learning about in class. Again, kids would be running down the halls to come hear their music being played. Similarly, they would be bringing their friends with them and say, look what's being played in Schmidto's class. He's playing my song. That's what I gave him. And then kids were telling each other why they chose that song, what it has to do with what we're learning. And now they are adding transference to the learning. They are equipping their friends and their family with similar skills and knowledge. Also, in my class, I didn't give out homework, but I now have kids that are listening to music at home and they're thinking, is this a song that relates to what I'm learning in class? Yeah, it's a great way to assess your kids, to engage your kids, and figure out who they are as people and not just cogs in your process.